Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. And thank you for being present with me today as we talk through 10 questions to ask yourself as you move into a new season. So I have spent this entire last year in a transition. My family has. And I have been reflecting a lot about that over the last year. And, there's not just transitions in life, but there's actual literal seasons when you're moving from winter to summer to spring to fall throughout the season. So in this episode, I'm talking about as you move into a new season, meaning a literal new season, transitioning again, like right now, soon we'll be transitioning from spring to summer, then summer to fall, fall to winter. You know how it goes. But also a new season of life or just transition. These 10 questions are going to be really helpful for you as you think through them. And what I have for you is a download with these 10 questions so that you can print them out, because I understand that it's one thing to hear this and when you're not in it, right? And think, okay, I'm going to remember that. And then that time comes and you're like, hold on, what did she say again? So I am going to email to our email list these 10 questions in a PDF so you can download, print it, keep it by your desk, tuck it in your Best Today guide, tuck one in your Anytime Today journal. These may be great to use in your Anytime Today journal. But I will give you that. We'll be sending that out to our email list. If you're not on that email list, you can go to besttoday.co/email. That's besttoday.co/email. We will send it out this week. So go and sign up for our email at besttoday.co/email. And again, we'll also link to that in our show notes to today's podcast episode, which is besttoday.co/119. So let's get into it. 10 questions to ask yourself. I started with 4 and then I just kept typing questions and I said, we have to stop at 10. I think these are excellent questions to ask yourself as you move into a new season. So let's go into them one at a time, shall we? Number 1, how do I want this season? How do I want to feel in this season? How do I want to feel in this season? It's really important to ask yourself this question, because what's going to happen is if you don't identify how you want to feel, you'll find yourself not feeling the way you want to feel and frustrated or upset or feeling off. And it's like, oh, I didn't identify what I wanted, because of course, then now we can do something about it. But really understand, do I want to feel at peace? Do I want to feel accomplished? Do I want to feel whatever that might be? How do you want to feel? How do you want to feel in your body, in your mind, in this season? What's really important for you to feel in this season? Feel like you have space. There's just, the options are endless, but really identifying. And of course, no surprise here, we're starting off with looking inward, going inward, really taking the time to ask yourself how you want to feel in this new season. Number 2 is what's most important. Everything can't be important in every season, right? What is most important in this season? What we're starting to do now is create boundaries and enclose the possibilities. What gets our time, our resources, our energy is what's most important in this season. So narrowing that down and making a clear articulation of what that is really important. What's most important in this season? As I think about this and I think about coming into summer, what's most important for me, because things for me are different from, the school year and non-school year. That's almost, you can call that a season, right? School year versus when school is out over the summer months. That's something that really I have to narrow what's most important. I have to really understand how I want to feel, because I lose a lot of control in some ways in that, because from this time to this time, I can't say my children are safely over in this place and this gives me this time. It's going to look differently. So what's most important? Number 3, what are the fun or meaningful opportunities in this season? Where are the places where you can enjoy yourself or do things that are really meaningful to you? Where are those and what are they? Identify those, because of course I want you to make sure you prioritize them and make time for them and make space for them. What are the fun or meaningful opportunities? Again, I'm in the mindset of thinking about the upcoming summer when I'm recording this. And we like to make a summer fun list, the things that we know we want to do. We write them out together as a family and we put them where we can see them so that we can make sure we schedule them and have fun. And that also gets everyone excited and looking forward to the fun of this season of the year. Number 4, what needs to be pruned so that I can get the most out of the unique opportunities in this season, right? So you say, these are the fun things that are so great for this season. We love going blueberry picking. We did that one summer. And first of all, those most delicious blueberries I ever had. But really, that's just a unique time of year that we get to do that at the blueberry farm where we were. So but what needs to be pruned? What do I need to remove from my schedule? So a lot of things for work get pruned, right? And part of that looks like what I'm doing right now, which is batch recording these episodes. So, when you're listening to this is recorded way before, you heard this. And the same will be true of all of our summer episodes, because I needed to prune some time so that I could have the opportunities that are unique to the summertime season. So for you, what needs to be pruned so you can get the most out of the unique opportunities in this season? Number 5, what about this season causes you to worry? So the question would be, what about this season causes me to worry? And then there's some subsets to those questions. Where did that come from? And how can proaction, self-awareness, and self-love help me to be intentional with the things that are real and true, but still may be hard? I'm going to go through that. And remember, you can get the download by joining our email list. We're going to send the email out with all 10 of these. At Best Today, we exist to help women just like you be your best one today at a time. So each week on the podcast, we are going to highlight your stories and your voices. So let's see what's in the inbox today. Today, we have a 5-star review of the Anytime Today Journal from Emily. Emily writes, "The journal I didn't know I needed, ! Okay, so the main thing is that I've used this every day, all caps, sometimes multiple times a day since I received it, and I don't usually journal. I'm about to use it now after I post this." She has a picture for you to see if you'd like to go look at it. It has just woven itself into my days like a supportive little friend. The prompting, which seemed deceptively simple at first, is game-changing because it gets me thinking / self-connecting and makes it easier to jump in as opposed to just staring at an empty page. It makes journaling more accessible, which has been helping my mental health on tough days. Thank you so much, Emily, for sharing how the Anytime Today Journal has been a supportive friend to you and really giving you a place to better self-connect. That's exactly why I created it, to help you right where you are, to help you all check in with yourself as often as you need. And here's the thing, we all need to check in with ourselves. So this isn't a question of, is the Anytime Today Journal for me? It is, and how do I get it in my hands? And that's by going to besttoday.co and to order your Anytime Today Journal. We will also link it to the show notes to today's episode. You can click there and order your Anytime Today Journal for your simple and effective way to check in with yourself at any time. Thank you again, Emily, for the 5-star review. What's causing me to worry in this season? As I think about what's coming up, am I concerned about again, I'm just going to continue to use as an example, me going to summer. Am I thinking about the fact that I won't be able to come in my office for an extended period of time and it be quiet? My children can come with me. That's going to look differently. Am I worried about, what's going to happen while I'm not as in the day to day with my team? These aren't things that I'm actually worried about, but these are just examples. But what are what's causing you worry, and where does it come from? Does it come from a place of this is an actual thing that could happen? Or is it that I'm going off into worst case scenario land, right? No one ever needs to visit there. Population 0, right? Let's all choose not to visit worst case scenario land or the but what if land, right? And with the but if being like, again, worst case scenario. And then how can proaction, self-awareness, and self-love help you to be intentional about these things? So, okay, let's say what's causing me to worry in the upcoming season is I know I'm going to have to care for a sick family member, and that's causing me to worry. Okay, what are the things I can do to set myself up and be self-loving and aware of the things I'm going to need so that even though, yes, I'm about to walk into some real hard things, I have at least set myself up to be the very best I'm entering it in the best way possible, because there are going to be times when we just have hard things, right? Just hard things. But I'd rather walk into my hard things at my best than walk into hard things and I'm already in shambles, because guess what? There's going to be a difference in how that experience turns out and feels in your body. So that's what that question is all about. It's really identifying that now and identifying what you can do to best approach the things that cause you to worry in this upcoming season. Okay. Because the goal here for me, for you, is to eliminate the worry. Worry actually isn't a feeling that we have to experience and stay and live in. My hope for you is that you never reside in worry, that you acknowledge it when it comes up, and then you do something about it. Okay. Number 6, what is beyond my control? Girl, because if it's beyond your control, guess what? You got to Elsa, let it go and control the controllables. I don't know who coined that phrase, but that's what we going to do, right? What is beyond my control? Why are we acknowledging this? Because we have to say, these are things I need to let go if it's beyond my control. Okay. All right. Number 7, who matters most in this season? And let's again narrow it down. These questions aren't in any particular order, by the way, because actually, as I read this, I would have pushed that one up some if I were putting them in like a logical or sequential order. But who matters most in this season? Please don't forget to put yourself. That's always going to be an answer in every season. Side note. But who matters most in this season? So again, we're narrowing down. This is a season. Who matters most in it? Number 8, how will I prioritize my well-being in this season? Shantae, you always having us think about ourselves. Girl, yes. Girl, yes, because I want you to always be able to present each day with the you that has taken great care of you. Okay. Number 9, what routines need to be paused or created? I love this question so much. So much, because sometimes in a new season, it's like, oh man, this routine has been so great and helpful to me. But in this season, I need to pause it because it's not going to fit well here, or it just doesn't make sense here. And on this other side of that is, man, okay, now I need to create these type of routines because of the changes that are happening in this season. And the answer could be here for you, nothing. So you could say, what routines need to be paused or created? None. I think things can continue as they are. That might be your answer. Don't look for a place to pause or create if that's not what's necessary. But I want to give you the space to think through that question. Okay. And if you need help with creating routines, you know the number one place to learn how to create routines, realistic routines that work for your life right now, for how you are and where you are, is Right Now Routine. You can go and get inside of that right now by going to rightnowroutine.com or besttoday.co under our online programs. Read the reviews. It's all that and a bag of chips. Okay. And number 10, what truth do I need to cling to throughout this season? If you've been around, you know that I talk about this in every sector of life. On our weekly preview pads, it's, there's a space to write like, what truth or affirmation do you need for the week? I want you to always have some truth to cling to, because you live in a world that is spiraling lies all around you and distraction. Lies, deceit, and distraction are literally thickly around you every single day, telling you what should matter to you and all these other things, and just really literally compounding you every day. The only way to combat that is to cling to what is true, to know what is true. And if you don't know what is true, you will fall for all the lies. What truth do you need to cling to throughout this season? And I hope you find that for yourself daily. Like, what truth? When I look at the Best Today guide and I write for myself, what am I doing for my mental, emotional health? A lot of times that is to cling to the truth. And I'll write out that truth. Cling to the truth. It is so important. What truth do you need to write out and say to yourself and think to yourself and sing to yourself and hum to yourself and whatever else, smoke signal to yourself, to really be mindful of in this season? Those are my 10 questions that I offer you, that if you walk through these at the beginning of any new season, it is going to help you to experience far more joy, health, and intention in it. Okay. I'll go over them right now. And remember, we're going to send this to our email list. So if you're not on the email list, you can go to besttoday.co/email, and we'll send you these as a download, PDF download. Okay. Number 1, how do I want to feel in this season? Number 2, what is most important? Number 3, what are the fun or meaningful opportunities in this season? Number 4, what needs to be pruned so that I can get the most out of the unique opportunities in this season? Number 5, what about this season causes me to worry? Where did it come from? And how can proaction, self-awareness, and self-love help me to be intentional with the things that are real and true, but still may be hard? All of that is number 5. Number 6, what is beyond my control? Number 7, who matters most in this season? Number 8, how will I prioritize my well-being in this season? Number 9, what routines need to be paused or created, if any? And number 10, what truth do I need to cling to in this season? Those are my questions for you to consider and ask yourself, write out, journal them out whenever you're moving into a new season. I know I'm going to sit down and do all of that as I prepare to go from the school year into the non-school year portion of the year. So I hope that this offering is a help to you in your life. Thank you so much for being present with me for this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. Until next time, remember that you are capable and worthy of being your best, one today at a time. And you have everything you need to have everything you want. So go on and shout it out as you live it out. This is what my best today looks like. I'll talk to you on the next episode. If you enjoyed this week's episode of the Best Today podcast, you are going to love the Best Today guide. Our Better Than a Planner guide teaches you how to get clear on what you want, identify your self-destructive habits and behaviors, and intentionally create space to prioritize yourself every single day. Don't go the journey to being your best one today at a time without the Best Today guide. See inside its pages and order yours today at besttodayguide.com. Even better, when you order the Best Today guide, we gift you with your first month free inside of the Best Today membership. So what are you waiting for? We're giving you everything you need to trade busy for intention. Go to besttodayguide.com and order yours today and join thousands of women across the globe proclaiming each day, this is what my best today looks like.